What is up, party people? Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Cup Chasers Daily World Cup edition. The tournament keeps rolling on, and so do we, of course. The Iranian goalkeeper, man of the match, keeping the Belgians out yesterday. I'm going to give his name a go. Alireza Beiranvand, absolutely standing tall in the goal. Of course, Lamine Yamal off the mark in World Cup goals with a stellar performance as Spain rout Saudi Arabia. And the Cape Verde dream continues. The dream keeps going on. Don't wake me up because I know I'm dreaming. Good grief, Cape Verde is the story of the tournament so far. Absolutely doing work against Uruguay. You love to see that. And then Mo Salah, he's back at it, reminding everyone that Liverpool may be done, but I ain't dead yet. Getting the win over New Zealand 3-1 for Egypt's first ever World Cup win. A lot of awesome action yesterday, and of course, plenty more to get to today as Messi returns, Mbappe returns, Haaland returns to your screens. I'm pumped. I know Asif's pumped. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great. Sun's out, so can't complain. Can't complain. It's,
Looks like the guns are out too, man. Sun's out, guns out.
That's it, Jake. You know what I mean. You have to. I'm not used to this. Well, over here anyway in this country, not used to this hot weather, so gotta change it up, man. But yeah, some great teams playing today. I'm so hyped for this. Today's games. Yesterday, I did tell you, Jake, there was going to be some upsets.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
And wow. Okay, first, I've got to skip the Spanish game first. You just let me get to the Cape Verde.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Brilliant performance by those guys. Absolutely brilliant. The attacking threat. I saw them in the last game. I was thinking, yeah, I could see them maybe causing Uruguay problems. I did not think it would be that many problems. And it was brilliant performance by some of those. Yeah, some of those players should be getting moves elsewhere.
Oh yeah,
I think. One of them was playing for Shamrock Rovers in Ireland. And
nice.
Yeah, so he might graduate to the Championship or something.
Celtic might come calling in Scotland.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing. But yeah, brilliant performance. Uruguay, they had the chance. They were losing, got up 2-1 at halftime. Yeah, they had the chances. They've got no one to blame but themselves. I think tactically, there was gaps when they beat the press. And that's how Cape Verde scored the first goal. But Bielsa saw that, made some necessary changes. But I don't think anything was his fault. I don't really think so. I think he made the changes from the first game. One of them scored yesterday. So he wasn't.
Canobio.
Yeah. Canobio, Nunez, when he came in, didn't do much when he came off the subs bench. So I think the changes he made, personnel-wise, were fine. I don't think tactically, I don't think he did anything wrong. He saw issues. He mid-game changed them. I don't think personally. I think it was the people, the players at his disposal who didn't give up, who didn't play today the way they should have, but. Tactically, I didn't see anything wrong with his performance. He's the first tactics I used, maybe, but he saw the problem and he resolved it. So, yeah, I think beautiful performance by those guys. Yeah, you couldn't see that coming. I don't think anyone would have predicted that. So,
dude, I cannot stand Uruguay, and even I had my money on a Uruguay win. Like even I was like, yeah, there's no way they.
One dirty player though. I've noticed.
Dude, you don't have to tell me, bro. You don't have to tell me. I can't stand Bentancur. I cannot stand this Spurs dirtbag, bro. I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to attack somebody directly, but this guy is yeah, he's dirty, man. He studs up and he's trying to stud. Dude, he tried to studs up Christian Pulisic in a friendly and got sent off in a friendly 3 months ago, trying to injure people, man. Yeah, I don't like him at all, and I think that he was lucky not to get sent off because he got that early yellow card and had to chill. And
the Belgium game. I don't know if we're talking about that. I don't know. I'm just riffing at the moment.
Yeah, go for it.
The ref has a history of showing cards, and then I didn't read it till later on to this morning, and I was like, oh, that's why there was people who were researching this, thinking, and that's why I know a few people had a wager for a red card,
and he got it, and it came through.
Belgium, disappointing. But I did say in the pod with Anton, I did say I don't see them being as a Belgian team. They're gettable. Their defense is gettable. They don't have what they used to have in defense. They don't have a Hazard anymore. They don't have a Toby Alderweireld. So yeah, in defense, is
no more Jan Vertonghen.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Oh, you guys know better than I do about what to go. And so brilliant performance. Can't take anything away from the performance from the other team. But they should have Belgium with their quality. They should be putting teams like that to the sword.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy that Belgium can't seem to get it together. And Lukaku came in their first game and kind of changed the game for them. And so I was expecting versus Iran that they, he started. I figured he would cause some trouble, but they don't have anyone to finish, man. He's not the guy. He hasn't been the guy for some time. We knew that. We let his
first touch is poor for a top striker. People rate him really well, but he's got his first touch is absolutely poor. Yeah, he's a beast. He's getting forward. Yeah, he's going to cause you problems with his physicality, but that first touch is not a first touch of a striker. If you compare him to, say, some of the other strikers that we've seen in the tournament, even the Verde players, so their first touch is probably better than Lukaku's. The only one who came out with a bit of credit for me was De Bruyne. He was putting on those crosses. He was actually, while he was on the pitch, he was trying. You can tell he had a couple of shots on target. You could tell if anything was going to go through, it was going to be via assist or a goal from De Bruyne. He was probably the best player on the pitch for them.
Yeah, for sure. And it was he's just got no one. Like, he's so used to feeding the beast. He's so used to having absolute superstars in front of him at Man City. And now he's got to play not only at national level, but at club level as well. He's got donkey foot in front of him. My God.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. A player of his quality, yeah, I feel sorry for him. In regards to, like, if he was playing for a different national team, he would be celebrated.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. But you also have to celebrate the Iranian goalkeeper. Dude, that save at the end.
Wow. I mean,
save of the tournament, man. Holy hell. From his knees. He's already he wasn't even on his knees. He was literally supine, like he was on the ground, like literally laying face down on the ground. Leaps up to block it, point blank. I was hands on my head.
All credit to Iran, but you can see what he meant to him. The work rate they were putting in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, they may not have been as technical as the Belgian players. I think there was obviously a difference in regards to technical level from, like, possession wise, etc. But they made up for it with pure grit. So I can't fault the Iranians. I thought they did really well. that save that you're talking about, beautiful. Yeah, I think they go everything. That this is what encapsulates the World Cup, basically. What they did, Minnows like that, actually going through. Yeah, just doing what they do, and yeah, I can't follow them. One of the best results. I actually hope they actually get through. I hope
They
they
have
can
a
get
they
through.
have a great shot because they play Egypt next. So I think they have a very
I think
good
Egypt are
shot.
through. I think Egypt are through anyway. So
Well, they're only on 4 points, so it's they'll still have
they are,
motivation.
who will Egypt are probably top of that group at the moment, aren't they?
They are top of that group because Belgium are shitting the bed hard. And
So
I'm not sure Belgium. I mean, yeah, they're playing New Zealand, and Egypt were able to expose New Zealand yesterday. But I'm not too certain because New Zealand still they're in with a shot as well. If they can win their game, they'll go through as well. So don't. It's not just a lock for Belgium in that group.
it's not. It's not. New Zealand played well in their game. So you can't really. Yeah.
Big up, Lumen, every single time. Hope you're well.
I thought they played really well. Chris Wood, yeah, he didn't get a shot on target, but he was holding the ball. He did his job.
I think he was double marked, man. I think they marked him out of the game. I think they looked. I think Egypt looked at the first game New Zealand played versus Iran and noticed what I noticed, which is why I had a little something on Chris Wood goal or assist, and that didn't come off because Egypt realized that New Zealand's like their whole game plan is just Chris Wood, hit it to Chris Wood, find Chris, and so they doubled up on him, and he wasn't able to really affect the game. And I think that, eventually Egypt grew into the game realizing that their tactics were effective, and New Zealand never came out, man. I agree, Lumen, it's definitely an open group. They never came out of the second half. For the second half, Egypt did up the levels, and New Zealand couldn't cope.
All credit to him. Salah did his thing. I thought Just had another good game for New Zealand.
Yep.
But yeah, I think Egypt did what they had to do. I thought, even though New Zealand were 1-up, I did still think Egypt would get something out of the game. I didn't count them out. Even when they were 1-0 down, and they proved me right in that regards. Yeah, Salah came up big. I think first game he wasn't fully fit anyway. I think
fair enough. Yeah.
Because that's why they were talking about the injury, and then they took him off for like 70 minutes against Belgium. So
yeah, yeah, absolutely. But it was a tale of two halves for me, and I think that maybe New Zealand were buoyed by the fact they were able to weather the storm at the end of the first half and go into the half leading 1-0. But Egypt, man, like I say, they upped the levels. They came out with a lot more pressure in that second half. I think they realized that the Kiwis are probably going to sit back, and give them the ball, give them the impetus, and they took it. They took it by the bull by the horns, as they say, and absolutely just kind of ran them over in that second half. They were winning all of the second balls. They were keeping that. They were not able to. New Zealand, I should say, were not able to connect to Chris Wood at all, and that's like the whole game plan. And so when that doesn't work out, and you're looking at the likes of Elijah Just and the Singh guy, the number 10 for these guys, just they're not doing the same things. They're not holding the ball up as well. Someone needs to give service to Juice. He has to have like people around him. Chris Wood needs to have players around him, and I think Egypt just figured it out. Figured them out, and they're like, look, if we nullify Chris Wood, we'll have the freedom to go at them time and time again, wave after wave after wave. And I love my nicknames. I love to banter and have fun, Mo Salad Bowl and all of that. But in the end, he's still Mo Salah, and you can't give him that much space, that much time, that much opportunity to take a game by the scruff of the neck, because he'll do it. And that's exactly what he did. So big him up. Absolutely. I know you're a big fan, of course, and I like to make jokes and banter and all that, but you got to give him his fair dues when he comes up trumps.
The man's a legend. The man's a legend. He's still got it. I know he's getting on a bit now. He might not be the same player as he was previously, but he's still Salah. So, but yeah, I think it is what it is. We'll see that group is probably the most open out of the
Anybody could go through there.
Yeah, anyone could get through in that one. And yeah, I think Egypt, great performance. New Zealand, hopefully, they could show us something in the next game. And Belgium, they're probably one of the most disappointing teams in the tournament so far.
Staring down elimination.
I did call it in that pod when we had. I said they don't really. None of them really. That defense is gettable. Most of their players are getting on now. Their team in transition. They don't have that golden generation where they had Hazard, etc. So there's no one that really sticks out and impresses me in that team. So that's just my personal opinion. And yeah,
I mean it's the De Bruyne show, and he can't do it all on his own anymore. Unfortunately,
exactly. The guy's he's no spring chicken. So it is what it is. And next, I just wanted to pick up the Spanish as well. I know we're going on to a different subject, but wow.
Nah, do your thing. We'll follow your train of thought.
Yamal, I did tell you, Jake, first half, watch it. They are going to be in the gate. They'll be
rampant.
They'll be out of the gates fast. And with Yamal on the pitch, because they want to keep him like fresh for the rest of the tournament. He's carrying an injury, and you could see from the rotation with Williams, Kim coming in after 70, they try to slowly bring his fitness up as well.
Yep.
For the knockouts, I called it. So yeah, I said first half would be a higher scoring half. So, and I'm really bad for.
Let's hear it. I want to hear you pronounce it. Let's go.
Oh no! This is my pronunciation is absolutely I'm gonna let you do this, Jake.
All right. Big up, Mikel Oyarzabal. I was not familiar with your game. I'm sorry, sir. I apologize. I had no idea. Did you know this guy has 21 goal contributions in his last 13 appearances for Spain? That's 15 goals, 6 assists in 13 appearances. The forward, the guy up top for Spain, who I had never heard of before this tournament.
I know I heard of him. I know he, but it wasn't. I'm sure I'm just double checking now, but I don't want to get my things wrong. Yeah, Real Sociedad. Yeah,
Sociedad. Okay, sure.
I have heard of him when he played for Sociedad because I remember he used to. You were playing with your friend in who you got, and so I have heard of him, but I didn't think he was that great a player.
I had no clue.
I've watched a couple of games of Real Sociedad, but I remember I was following more your midfielder that you poached from
Zubamendi.
So he's impressed me, telling the truth. He wasn't the shots or anything like that. It was the quickness of his thinking.
Mm-hmm.
He was like the one where he nearly when he clipped the crossbar as well.
Oh, dude, outside of his foot, and that would have been a hat trick.
That was really good thinking, and I just thought the way he linked up play, he wasn't just out and out for forward. He was linking everything up as well. So I thought the speed of thought, getting your man in, you could tell those touches. He wasn't just trying to go for goal. He was the decision making. You can tell he's like 29, 30. So he's right in the prime years of his career. So I thought that was a very good. By De La Fuente.
I mean, the vision to see Yamal on the back post for the first goal.
Exactly.
What a ball that was, too, man.
I thought he really impressed me. Yamal actually had a good game, I thought. But I thought it was a good decision, good game management to get him off at halftime. You're 3-0 up. You don't need to risk it.
Absolutely. He's already got his first goal, too. Like, there's no reason to keep him on.
Ferran Torres was with the offside call. He was one of the yeah, he was correct. But Ferran Torres, I think he was trying to prove a point, like you mentioned, Jake, in the chat. He was trying to prove a point. I think
Yeah.
he did. He did well, but I don't think he's a start of Spain. If everyone's fit, he's not a starter. Ferran Torres. Sorry.
No. He's definitely proven that. That game definitely proved that for me. What's up, Ali? Hope you're well. Says Saudi for worst World Cup performance ever. Not even close.
No, not even close.
Not even close. There was a worse performance yesterday.
I think the Algerians would give them a very good.
I don't know, man. That Belgium performance versus Iran wasn't great. The Uruguay performance.
I think the Uruguay was worse than the Belgium one because
versus
the Belgium
Cape Verde.
I personally wasn't expecting much of the Belgians compared to the Uruguayans. The Uruguayans, that's a totally different thing. Cape Verde is what 100 and something.
150,000, 135,000 people or something like that.
Yeah, and then come on. I mean, like population, like that's just compared to
I'm sure Montevideo has more people than the whole of Cape Verde.
Yeah, no, and Uruguay is a small country. Don't get me wrong; it's not compared to.
But it ain't that small.
But it ain't that small. It's got like 8 to 10 million people.
Sure.
So compared to 100,000, there's a lot of difference. Uruguay have.
I think we are, Ali. I think we are underestimating the goats.
No,
Cape Verde. I think everyone is.
I'm crossing my fingers that Cabo Verde go through. I really do. I want them to at least get through. That's the whole point of a World Cup. I mean, I was like, this actually come through. You get to know them. You get to know the names of the players. You like, wow. You get to know this country. People like now probably googling Cabo Verde. Oh yeah, this is might even go there for a holiday. That kind of thing. So
yeah, absolutely, man. I feel like if you look at Cape Verde's tournament, they've kept one of the greatest teams in the tournament to a 0-0. And then they've drawn with, let's not sugarcoat this, one of the worst teams in the tournament who are supposed to be good, and maybe it was just arrogance from Uruguay. I don't know what it was, but after the first hydration break, as you said, Bielsa kind of made a little bit of a tweak, and Uruguay were on top until halftime, but then for me, it's just Cape Verde. For me, it's just straight up passion. It's straight up. It's a fearlessness is what it is. I noticed at one point in the second half before the equalizer, they were leaving 4 guys. They left one dude in the middle of the pitch on an island, Casemiro style, by himself, and they had 4 guys behind Uruguay's midfielders, behind Ugarte and Bentancur, the whole time until the equalizer, and they were battling, man. It was you could tell that it meant more to Cape Verde. You could tell that those guys really, really, really love and enjoy playing with the flag on their chest. This is exactly what the World Cup is all about, man. And you could tell that they knew they could finish top of the group if they do something crazy. Actually, don't even have to do something crazy. I mean, after what we've seen, if Cape Verde beat Saudi Arabia, is anybody going to be surprised?
The only thing with that, I think for the next games, Cabo Verde definitely in with a shout of beating Saudi, especially after that performance yesterday from the Saudis. I didn't think they played really bad, but I think they gave a bit too much respect to the Spanish. But on the Spanish point of view, I would really watch them for injuries against the Uruguayans. That is one team that don't mind keeping a leg in, and if you're getting players trying to get them back to fitness like Yamal, like Williams, that's going to be an issue going forward, especially with those guys, because they've got a couple of hatchet men in there who love getting a kick in. So,
they're dirty, bro. Uruguay are dirty, man.
Yeah, so that's something that we need to. I would have in as the Spanish coach de la Fuente, I would have that in mind for the next game because they are I would do if I was him, I would do something similar to what they did against Cabo Verde. Get them all on, get ahead, and then sub them off because
I hear it, man. It's just not a good look. You remember the guy that the one moment where the guy was helping the dude with a cramp, and then he noticed that Uruguay were not going to put the ball out, and so they this happened for both of their goals. If you were paying attention, this actually happened on both of Uruguay's goals. So the first Uruguay goal, it was the second so on the first one, it was where he was helping him with his cramp or whatever. He saw that Uruguay were getting into an advantageous position and threw his leg down. Well, he didn't throw it down, but he dropped him and ran to be in the play or whatever. But the second goal that Uruguay scored, I don't know if anybody noticed this, but I certainly did, was the number 18, I don't remember what it is, Akanjo or something for Cape Verde, had been on the ground, and then he got up and he was holding the back of his leg like it was like a hamstring thing, or like a strain or something. He was holding the back of his leg. And then he tried to run. He got back up and he tried to run around a little bit, and Uruguay were passing it around. He tried to run around a little bit, and then they ended up scoring while he was still like limping, and I noticed that, and I was like, man, that feels kind of bad, you think at some point they would notice, all right, this guy's, for me, I would have been like, look, just go down, just stay down. I know that you want to help your team and it's like in the middle of a move or whatever. But I think if he would have stayed down and not gotten up and tried to soldier on, I think they would have put the ball out eventually and they would not have scored that second goal.
That's the thing about when you're playing in the European leagues. That's the sort of thing you learn. And in the Spanish leagues, I mean, in the South American leagues, they're a bit more streetwise when it comes to stuff like that. But Cabo Verde, obviously, they don't play in like most. I think most of their team don't play in any of the first divisions of most leagues. Most of the big leagues.
A lot of them are Portuguese.
Yeah, but even in the Portuguese league, I don't think most of them play in the first. Yeah,
sure.
So they don't. Yeah, it's a mentality thing. So, but they'll learn from it. I'm sure they'll go over the footage, obviously, and they look over the goals, thinking what we could have done differently. Obviously, they'll take that knowledge into the next game. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we say, that group is absolutely wide open. I do expect, or that was the other group that's wide open. I do expect Spain to win that one. The rest of it, however, is what is indeed wide open. Maybe Saudi Arabia will not be underestimating Cape Verde like the rest of them, but Saudi Arabia are in fact not Spain, are not one of the heavy hitters. And so if Cape Verde pull a shock, I mean, if they get the draw, they've scored 2 goals. So their goals for column has a positive in it. And if they get the draw again, they'll be on a positive or an even goal difference, which might sneak them in. Maybe just sneak them into that one of those last spots into the round of 32. So Cape Verde, man, things are looking up. And this is what the World Cup's all about. You absolutely love to see it. And speaking of love to see it, the GOAT himself is back in World Cup action today. Argentina versus Austria. Whew. I fear for the Austrians in this one.
I think so as well. I think the Austrians know this. I think they're not going to be gung-ho about this. I think they'll play a very tactical game. They're very different to say Cabo Verde. A lot of them play in European leagues. They know they've played against Mbolo. For me, has been a bit of a disappointment so far in this tournament. I'm sorry, My bad. The Austrian team hasn't been as bad, but no, I can't see them beating the Argentines. The Argentines are too streetwise. That team is defensively very solid, and the Argentines will be up for this match. So yeah, I can't really see them. Yeah, I can't really see them doing much. I know. I think it's Ragnick who's the manager. I know he's pretty.
Of Austria, yeah.
Yeah, they've got Alaba. I know Alaba's Austrian. There's not
Marco
many. I know they
Arnautovic will
have
probably start.
Arnautovic
will probably start. Yeah, he didn't
Yeah,
start
but he's
the
like-
first game.
He
He came
old
on.
is
He came on.
Yeah, he's,
Oh,
he's
he's-
getting on a bit. He must be older by now.
Yeah, he's in his 30s. Got to be.
37.
Jesus, I didn't know he was 37. But he was actually decent when he came on versus Jordan and ended up being the difference, honestly, in that game. But he'll probably maybe he'll start. Does he have the 90 minutes? I'm not sure. It might not be a game for him. But then again, it might be because he might be their only target, their only outlet in a game where I expect 70% Argentina possession and Austria to kind of pull an Arsenal and try to park the bus and sit back and not concede space in the middle of the park, make them go out wide. And I mean, if I'm Austria, when I was in high school, there was a team that we played against, that my high school played against, that was a literal one-man show. It was a team called Lincoln, and my freshman year, they had some good players. But my sophomore year, all of their players except for one guy had graduated. Like they were all seniors, right? So they moved on, and so their team were left with like one guy, and he was a superstar. He was really good, but the way we approached the game is one of our center backs. We played a back three and left one of our other center backs free, man mark him the whole time. No matter where this dude went, the defender followed him. There was no like, you're not in the structure. You just follow this guy. Don't let him do anything. I might do that to Messi if I'm Austria because, well, think about it. The whole Argentina game plan is centered around Messi creating. Get Messi the ball. Defend. Don't let anything go the other way. Give Messi the ball.
He's used to it. It's not like teams haven't tried that into him against him in the past. So the guy's used to it. He'll get through him as well.
But who's gonna step up and be the guy? Like if you have someone in Messi's
Alvarez.
Which one will start? You think it's probably Lautaro again, right? I mean, he was non-existent though versus
if he's fit,
Algeria.
I think if he's fit, it'll be Alvarez.
I would too. I would do that as well. That would be my pick as well.
But going back to the Austrian guy, I just remembered his name now. Kalajdzic.
Kalajdzic, yeah. Kalajdzic, whatever. Yeah.
He's the one who's been disappointing me up front for them. When I saw him in the last match, he didn't do much at all. He was, I don't see him being a threat, and the biggest threat is a 37-year-old.
Yeah. Well, you also got to give it in Austria, in the Austrians kind of relative to what they've got going on. You also have to give credit to the Jordanians. I did not expect Jordan to be that aggressive. I don't think Austria did either. And the problem is Argentina are going to be way more aggressive. They're coming at you, man. And that's why I'm saying, like, I'm obviously not a proponent for playing like Uruguay because I've made my thoughts clear on the shin kickers and the hatchet men over there. But I mean, get physical with Messi. Have somebody there that, kick him a little bit, give him a push.
No. I totally understand that point of view, but he's going to be protected, Jake. Let's be honest, man. He's going to be protected. If a referee sees someone's roughing him up, the card's going to be coming out quite fast. I mean,
that's some bullshit, man. That's some. And I'm saying that because I agree with you, not because what you're saying is. I'm saying like that feels dirty from the referees. But I know you're right. I know you're 100% right.
It's gonna if someone's thing, and then the Paul, for example, he'll be running interference even if someone's marking him. The Paul is his bodyguard basically on the pitch. So if anyone is man marking him, the Paul's gonna go over, and then he's gonna be So
somebody else will be free, and he'll find them, and it's over.
Yeah, and so you basically have to you're taking that whole disruption in like midfield defense, and then you're leaving spaces for someone like Alvarez to run onto, and when he runs, so that's creating a lot more space. Okay, yeah, I understand you might get someone to just man mark Messi, but then that keeps other people free who will then interchange, etc., etc. So I'm sure they've got a game plan for that as well.
Just clog the middle of the pitch, man.
Plenty of times it was used at the last World Cup, Jake. If I remember, some people were trying to man mark Messi, and it didn't work.
We just got to clog the middle. Like your only hope really is to clog the middle of the pitch. Messi doesn't necessarily drift out wide, so you're just gonna have to. It's so tough, man. Because when Argentina turn it on, like, what do you even do?
What I would try to do is find the space between the midfield and the defense, kick balls into there and bypass that midfield, and then run onto it from there. And that would be the best way to do it. You're
gonna have to be clinical. From Austria's point of view, you have to be like you're gonna get two, maybe three chances.
The Austrians are bigger than them, so they could with Arnautovic up front, they could do that. They could pump those balls in, Arnautovic drifting in between a midfield and defense, hitting those headers down for someone to run into. And it's
gonna have to be very precise. Like when you have possession and a little bit of impetus versus this Argentina team, if you don't capitalize, if you don't make it count, you're done. You're dusted.
I was having a look at their midfield; is pretty handy. It's not bad, their midfield, so they could do that. So
it'll be interesting to see for sure what they do. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for them to get anything out of that game. Like I say,
the atmosphere. If I remember the time.
Oh, it's in Texas at 1:00.
So the Argentines. That's yeah. Come on, man. That's
going to be a home game.
Yeah, that will suit the Argentines down to the ground.
It's going to be a home game, bro.
The climate, the supporters are going to be there. Yeah, that's. So Austrians are not free. They're not, just to be clever, so if people don't understand the climate in Austria, it's cold. So usually, so when they're going to Texas at that time, it's going to be a total and the Argentines are a lot more used to it. So I think that the climates and the supporters, that's another everything in favor of the Argentines.
What's the over-under on how many Messi jerseys will be in the stands? 10,000?
There'll be a lot, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Austria have a big task in front of them, but so too do the Iraqis. You want to talk about a tall task? Whew, I fear for the Iraqis today, man. It's because when you want to talk about when a team turns it on. France were undeniable in that second half. They didn't do anything in the first half, and I'm sure that Deschamps was in the locker room and he's like, "Guys, it's only Tottenham." And France came out and just when they decide to switch, when they decide to flip that switch, you're done. It's over. You're done.
I've heard something interesting actually. That you might find. They're going to be making changes to the front line, the French, because of that first half. They're going to be Barcola might be coming in.
Okay, instead of Dembele, because Dembele didn't do anything.
Yeah. So they're going to apparently they're going to give him a more central role. So Dembele central role. Just give me a second and I'll explain.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Doe won't be on.
Right.
And just give me a second. I'll explain this in a bit.
You don't think they'll play Elise behind Mbappe like they did?
No, he's
that
going to be.
with-
At least he's going to be a number 10.
Right.
He's threading the balls through. It'll be Dembele in the central role, Mbappe cutting in from the left, and Barcola on the right. It worked really well, and Doe is going to be the one making way.
Yeah, that's deadly.
Because if you look at the last match, when Olise was threading those through balls to Mbappe, it was So that's what the French that's what's in the press in French, that they're gonna use that system. It looked a whole lot better in that second half. Olise is working as a number 10, and those three up front. I think if that's going to be absolutely deadly. If I remember that, Barcola gives them. He's more of a threat. He's more of a more creativity. He'll bring more. So compared to Doe, so I think it's a bit of a it's a balance. I'm not saying Doe is a bad player, of course not. I think he'd be more of a great option off the bench, because the guy's got speed, and at the end of the when people are tiring, that's what I think. Against Barcola, who's more creative, I think Barcola should start and Doe off the bench. They're both Champions League winners. Come on, man. But different tracks for for different horses for different tracks. But I think this system, I think that's the one I would play tonight.
I mean, does it matter who they're bringing off the bench? Like the names on this squad, they went through the names on the squad.
How they play, Jake. You know that they're going to be defending deep, and that's why you need that creativity. You need someone like a Barcola or Cherky. You need someone like that in that game. Someone to come off the bench and unlock you. This is why I think with if you have Elise in there, or you'd have for this game. I think you need a more creative player instead of someone running in. It's
they have him. They have him. You know who didn't get mentioned at all in that game, but was absolutely spraying passes around, was patrolling the midfield, was finding the right pass. Adrien Rabiot was amazing in that second half. And I expect him to have a big role as well. Because as you say, when you're up against a low block, you do need somebody to kind of pick the lock. And I know Elise gets all the plaudits for his assists and his man of the match performance, but Rabiot was immense in that midfield.
Great. He was great. He's coming into his own. I think he's matured on and off the pitch. I think recently he's not been. I need to. He's been keeping his head down. I haven't seen much headlines from him compared to his mother coming in and acting as his agent, etc. But. No, that's what you.
No, I know what you're. I know what you're talking about.
I think now it's dawning on them. But come on, Jake, they've got options off the bench. Even if Rabiot doesn't do it, it's okay, Cherky. You get your tracksuit off,
dude. Listen to this. Listen to this. Okay, we just said that Elise. It's probably going to be Mbappe, Elise, Dembele, and Barcola to start, right? So what happens when they don't work out? Well, there's Ryan Cherky, Desiree Doué, Marcus Thuram, and JP Mateta. It's an embarrassment of riches. An embarrassment of riches. Holy hell. You don't want to say that a team has no shot, has no chance, but Iraq's in trouble, bro. Iraq's in trouble. Not to mention Zaire Emery, Chouamini. N'Golo Kante is on this squad.
This is the thing what people don't realize, and I think it's coming to the fore especially in the latter stages and in the rotation part of the tournament. When you get players like that off the bench, it makes a whole lot of difference. Even England the other day when we were playing Croatia. We had We had Saka coming off the bench. We had a Watkins coming off the bench. Rashford coming off the bench. We had like over 50.
Morgan Rogers came off the bench.
Morgan Rogers came off the bench. We're getting people, players with transfer, like, when I'm not saying that those transfer values are more than the French, obviously not, but you can see the qualities. Like, there's not that much of a difference, a drop in quality.
I think Arsenal just splashed 100 M's for Rogers. I haven't been paying too much attention to the transfer stuff.
We've made another bid for
Diamande. Yeah, and I feel like these. Yeah, man, the depth from France is just insane.
Man United are trying to pinch him from you guys as well.
Yeah. It's there's all kinds of transfer wars going on behind the scenes, of course. But I think the next game, obviously everybody's saying France is probably just going to slaughter Iraq, which seems reasonable. But the next game is spicy. No, I need Elise with another man of the match performance works for me, of course. We are level, by the way, on our Golden Goose points since the last game. Mbappe with the 2 goals, Elise with 2 assists, and the man of the match evens it up. But in the next game, this is spicy. This one looks fun. This one looks like it's going to be back and forth. The Nordic meat shield versus your man, Sadio Mane. Man, this is the fun one. This is the one that is going to be a lot of fun. I know. Or go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Goals. I can see goals in this game. Definitely, like you say, Jake. Also, my man Haaland. I think I'm clamoring for Oscar Bob to play. I think he played a lot better when he came on. The ball retention, it was not. If you looked at the last game, Norway they were more clinical when they went forward. They didn't have as much as of the ball, though. But when Bob came on, when they made those substitutions, they had a lot more ball control. And especially.
So you think they'll start with Bob instead of Sorloth? Because that's the main. That would be the main tactical tweak, right? They were trying to find. It was very interesting to me that they were hitting the long ones to Sorloth and not to Haaland. They were trying to get Sorloth to knock it down for Haaland, which is very interesting.
I think it's going to be more of the same. Unless they can fit Bob in elsewhere, I think it's going to be Sorloth up front again, because no offense to the Senegal guys, they are big, but Sorloth is a whole different level.
Dude, they're massive. Norway is massive.
And Bob coming off the bench, he's got pace. I think he does that bit of creativity, unless they can fit him in elsewhere. It may be the Antonio Nusa in his position, maybe. Because I saw how they were playing, like you mentioned in the last game, Sorloth was dropping off to the right, but when they had the ball, he drifted inside.
They were narrow.
Yeah, and I think with even the Senegalese are usually renowned for their physicality, and that's how they play. Against the Norwegians, they won't be able to do that. They won't have that advantage as much because Sorloth and Haaland are big lads. So he's probably the only guy who could knock balls into Haaland. So he'll be used as a target man, and then Haaland will be running off him. I think that would be a good tactic as well. So it worked in good effect. But I think if you had to push me, I'd say the Norwegians.
This game is very evenly matched, I think. For me, I think this is one of the most evenly matched games because I would say Norway's attack is better, but then I would say Senegal's defense is a wee bit better. And I think this game is going to come down to, because we know that they're going to double up Haaland. They're going to be paying very much attention to Sorloth. Martin Odegaard did not have a great game in the last game. And I think his performance today will be very, very important to Norway's success or failure. If he is unable to kind of dictate the game and kind of, control the tempo, and Senegal's midfield, are in control of the game and are winning more of the second balls and are really kind of, like you say, they're a physical team. And, Odegaard does not like being bodied, does not like the physical kind of side of things. And so if they can kind of rough him up a bit, I think Senegal can control the middle of the park and, and keep the ball from the Giants. If you can keep, if you can get the ball off of Sorloth off of his first touch, instead of having him knock it down to Holland, I think that Senegal can really flex their muscles in the middle of the park and really give Norway some trouble.
Norway's defense hasn't impressed me. So, and with my man Mane in there, I can see them causing problems because that Senegal front line has pace.
Oh, yeah.
So
Ismail Assar, man, big up Ismail Assar. I think that he's kind of, I think he's very underrated.
He should be making up for it this game.
He did. That was like, holy shit. That miss. Bro, you've been bagging that for Palace all season long. You cannot do that again in this game.
But,
dude, I think he's an underrated player. I think he's got lightning pace. Dude, he is so fast. And so I think that if they're able to bully Odegaard in the middle of the park and kind of mark him out of the game, I think that Senegal can find some success, in keeping the ball away from Holland, away from Sorloth, and, and kind of running over the midfield. Yes, Sander Berger's in there as well, and he's pretty big, and I think he's had a great season at Fulham. And I think that he's, a good complement in the middle of the park, but it's going to be up to Odegaard to dictate. And if he doesn't, if he kind of fades from the game and is kind of on the fringes of it, which, as we know, he has that gene in him sometimes. We'll call it the Ghostagard gene. He's got that. I've mentioned that at times, and so if he has one of those kinds of games, I think that this could be very even. This could be very close, and it could take, a moment of magic from anyone on either side to kind of get this one over the line.
Now that I think of it, I think the Senegalese are, I don't think, I'm just looking at the lines here. Let me just have a look at the lines compared to, and then I can make.
I guarantee it's even. I bet it's very, very close. Let me look here. I don't think that either team should be heavily favored in this game. Let me see here, pulling it up right quick.
No, Norway are slight favorites compared to.
Oh wow! I'm not gonna lie. On DraftKings, plus 240 for Senegal. That's kind of attractive. You know what I'm saying?
That's something. Let me just check the double chance on the Senegal.
I think that's close. I think that's closer than the bookies have it. I don't think Norway should be that much of an advantage, in my opinion. I think it's closer than that. So there might be some value in taking a Senegal double chance, or just straight up Senegal if you're feeling froggy at plus 240 for Senegal. I think that's a little too high.
That's I would. That's a good thing. That's a good shout for the Senegal win because, yeah, that looks.
Maybe the bookies are just thinking it's the Holland factor, but as we've seen all season long, if you don't have someone just feeding Holland, just feeding the beast, and he's kind of isolated and not getting as many opportunities, then you can mark him out of the game. You can keep him out of the game, and obviously Senegal will look to do that. So that's going to be a very, very fun one, and of course, your nightcap. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the Jordan versus Algeria game is a game versus a couple of, for most people, probably some unknowns in this one. I was actually very impressed with the way Jordan played against Austria. I was not at all expecting them to be that aggressive. So this game could be open. This could be a back and forth, open kind of match. Of course, Algeria were just kind of, they hung with Argentina for a while, but like I say, when Argentina decided to flip the switch, there's just not much you can do about it. And they didn't really take into account that Messi was just going to be camped behind their midfielders in front of their defenders. I think this game is going to be completely different in tactics. and game state. And so I think it's even. You'd probably tip the Algerians, maybe, just maybe, to be, favorites here. But I think that Jordan played with a fearlessness. They played with, some aggression in the press. They were able to play the ball around a bit. And so while you might expect the more known team, the bigger team, Algeria, to have their way, I think this is going to be difficult. I think it's going to be back and forth. And I think it's going to be a fun game.
I think, like you mentioned, I think Algeria are rightly the favourites, but we're looking at the lines, etc. I would say Jordan. There's not much value in that, but apart from. Yeah, it's not much value in that, but handicaps. But just nice. It's just I think Algeria should win it, but it'll be closer than what people think. It could even be a draw. A draw is a very possibility, especially with the way the results are going recently as well. That's not a bad shout. So.
What's up, SC? Hope you're well. Yeah, I think that this game is going to be very, very interesting. Obviously, Jordan kind of imploded at the end of the game versus Austria, but I think they definitely gave a good account of themselves, and I'm expecting the same this evening. That's the late. That's a 4 a.m. kickoff for you. I'm probably thinking.
No, I'm giving that one a miss, Jake. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I've got a big day with the French and the Norway and Senegal game, so I'm giving that one a miss.
I mean, damn, the Senegal, the Norway game is a 1 a.m. kickoff for you, so that's.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. I'll stay up for that one. I'll stay up for that one, mate. Because I've got less stuff to do today, so I can stay up for this one. But the other ones, I'm all right.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll probably tune in. I might be a little sleepy during that one, but I might keep my eye on it, of course, in between naps. But no, I think that that game is definitely a lot closer than many are predicting. Maybe Riyad Mahrez will come on and be the difference. He didn't start in the last game versus Algeria, but he did come on and play versus Argentina. He might get more joy versus that Jordanian defense. We shall see, of course. But that one's going to be an interesting one as well. Well, there you have it, people. It's been a great show. The World Cup is absolutely killing it. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm really, really enjoying the tournament. And full slate of games today. Going to be a lot of fun stuff. Of course, Messi, Mbappe, and Haaland all back in action. SC, I got wrecked yesterday, bro. I got absolutely destroyed by DraftKings yesterday. It was not good, so I feel your pain. Make sure you're gambling responsibly out there, people, if you are getting your bets in every single time. Of course, yes, we are always hoping you are well. I think we're going to wrap it up right there. It's definitely been a good one. Like I say, I'm enjoying everything. So make sure you're liking. Make sure you are subscribing, of course, every single time. Get that notification bell on. I'm absolutely Ollie, I did really well in the England game. So I'm kind of it's back and forth. It's back and forth. You win some, you lose some. There you go. We might get back in it for England tomorrow. Maybe England can help me out with these losses, but we shall see. Of course,
37 Celsius. Yes.
That's hot, isn't it? That's pretty hot, isn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty hot for us. Yeah.
Okay. So that's like in the 80s or something, or maybe close to 90 degrees for the British. Yeah. But I think that today's going to be a lot of fun. Lots of goals we're expecting, of course. But make sure you're locked in.
15 goals in that Norway game, anyway.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And like I say, people, I'm feeling the love on the 3 World Cup facts videos. We got 3 more of those coming at you today as well. So make sure you got that notification bell on. We will, of course, be back for you for another one of these shows, wrapping up, recapping all of today's action. That'll be in the AM, of course. Thanks again for everyone who's been here. Big up the chat every single time. And we'll see us next time.